Hey makers, this is Yana with Mockys, and today I'm going to show you how to create a space rocket theme shaker cake topper. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing for more helpful tutorials for making cake toppers. Also, please take a look and join Mockys Makers Club on Facebook to get your 20% off code and other member perks. Okay, well, let's get started. This cake topper can work for either a boy or a girl. You can choose the colors whatever you like. Right here I have red. This is cardstock. This is foam, craft foam. This one right here you can barely see is acetate. And again, this is cardstock to layer on top. The stars on your left hand side, these are cardstock. This is a holographic paper. And right here, this is all cardstock for the rocket. With your purchase, you will have a PDF that will show you exactly what materials I've used and which ones I recommend, but you're free to use any materials that you like or colors that you feel work best for your design. After you have made your cuts, what I like to do is I like to assemble all the pieces as you see here in front of you. Like to see, so when I glue, they all glue easy and fast right on top of each other. These right here, what I like to do with the shaker is I put together the acetate part first. So I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. So this gives it enough time to dry before I put the sequins or whatever inside the shaker after. And then we're going to assemble the rocket and we're going to assemble the 3D stars over here. So first we have right here is your foam piece and your star acetate. And this right here is a decorative piece that's a little bit larger than these two pieces or these three pieces all together. This is so you can cover up any imperfections, glue, or sometimes when you cut the foam, as you can see right here, it's not very perfect, and but this is fine. This is all good because we're gonna cover up our foam so it doesn't show and still look good and do the job. So with the foam, you can use any color you want for that purpose because you're gonna cover it up anyway. Next, we're gonna make the 3D star, and you have your double-sided foam. Just do your best to align it. Sometimes you have to move it a little bit to make sure it's aligned. Now for this glitter, it's very thin, so I actually cut a second piece of a cardstock, just white cardstock. And this is not in the kit, but you can make it the same size as this and cut it again. So I'm just gonna piece it together for this. If your pieces are all thick enough, you don't need to make any adjustments. Okay. Now we give it some thickness. Now we can just put it on top. And we have our 3D star. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing to the other star, and I'm gonna come back. With the rocket, I make it super simple for you to assemble. These pieces right here, all you have to do is match them up and glue them together. And then match them up and glue it together. So let's get started with gluing the cellophane to your foam piece. It's best to use a glue that you can spread because it is smooth and easier to move around. Let it dry completely before you move to your next step. Now let's go ahead and glue the decorative piece on top of the acetate. This decorative piece is basically for you to be able to hide any imperfections done underneath with the foam, the way it cut, or anything to show underneath. So again, glue it and let it set to dry. Now it's time to add the shaker elements. This is the fun part that makes this shaker cake topper all put together. Let's flip it over to have the foam on the inside. I already put together some blue and silver sequins. Okay, let's get some silver. When you're working with glitter, you're always gonna have a mess. You can't go around from having glitter everywhere. All these little tiny pieces are gonna be everywhere. But the more you get inside, the better it's gonna look when we're done. Okay. Now let's go ahead and place the final back piece, and I'm gonna go ahead and glue it. Smooth it out. Make sure there are no gaps. That way none of the sequins or anything, any glitter inside that you put is gonna escape. So smooth it out and let it dry completely before you pick it up. Now I give it some time to fully dry. If you don't want to wait for it to dry, I suggest you glue using a hot glue. That way it's much faster. You just have to be very careful when gluing it together to make sure all the seams are completely closed in, so none of the sequins comes out. So let's flip it over, and here we go. I probably could have added more of the little stars, but overall the sequins, the big ones, the blue and the silver, they really stand out and work great on this background. Now we're gonna go ahead and add the finishing touches, which is adding the rocket and gluing the stars to the star. To attach the rocket, I'm gonna use foam squares to give it some dimension from the star. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put the foam square right here. And add your rocket. And to add the 3D stars, I'm gonna just put the glue on and attach it to the shaker star. Now all you have to do is add the cake pop or cake stick, hot glue it to the back, and basically you're done. You can also add a name or you can put age at top. This one doesn't come with the kit, but for example here you can add a number and it will look great for a birthday. And if you have any questions, join Mockys Makers Club on Facebook and post your questions there. I'll see you there. Talk to you soon. Bye.